I have it up right here, up close and personal. This time it's personal.
Well, that's the tagline of the
Yeah.
film.
Yeah, I'll get into that too. All right, you guys ready? Here we go.
hmm
Three, two, one. Hey, all you mutant goons from beyond. We're back with an all new episode of Slashers Podcast right here on your wet and wild summer. That's right. I hope you guys are all getting wet and wild in your bikini. Your dental floss is up tight in the pool, and your anal camel toe is sticking out at the sunrise. Because mine sure is. And I hope you are too. But let's go ahead and introduce our hosts today. Well, I'm hosting today because this is one of my favorite movies. But let's go alphabetical order. ALM.
Hey, Goons, it's Aid.
What's up, goons? Lance.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Mikey.
Hey, so yeah, summer's almost over. You guys sad? Going back to school. Well, school's already started
What are you
actually,
talking
but
about? Summer's already over. I'm already back to work.
well, that's okay. The I'm glad because the bourbon and Vicodin industry has gone up, and same with the tranks.
So you're saying teachers are alcoholics?
Yeah, more or less.
No, I think it's the parents when they realize they have to take care of their own children that they decided to have of their own volition, but God forbid they spend time with them all day. So now their babysitters are back to work to be shit on, spit on, and
Ooh,
Yeah,
where do I
and
sign up? I actually was because I you kept bringing this movie up, Doug, for some reason. I don't remember when it was, and we were talking about doing the last of August, and I was like, oh, well, Doug should do Jaws 4 because he kept yapping his trap about it, and I was like, and it's perfect because this is the end of summer, and it's like Jaws is a summer movie, and then I watched it, and I was like, oh, this is not a summer movie.
this is a
yeah,
Christmas movie.
it's a Christmas movie. I was watching it last night. I'm like, holy shit, I forgot it's a
Hmm.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas
there's
slash New Year's.
Yeah, I mean they're singing caroling on Amity Island and stuff. But no, what I like, so yeah, Jaws 4, the reason because I rewatched this, it was on 4K on there was like the Jaws 2, 3, and 4, you can buy them for like $20 on 4K on Vudu. So I bought it and I
hmm
rewatched Jaws 4. I'm like, yeah, no wonder, like this is better than 2 and 3 in my opinion. But I mean, what other movie on the cover has a middle-aged MILF like fighting a shark on the front, and then the whole thing is like, my premonition, this time it's personal. The shark killed my husband and
I
killed my
mean,
son. And now
replace
it's
the shark and you have Halloween 2018.
yeah, see, this movie is
Oh.
I think it's a better sequel than Jaws 2 in my personal
I've
opinion.
never seen two or three, but I did have in my mind, well, I haven't seen one either, but I had in
Ah!
my mind that I wonder
Mikey
how,
jumped ahead.
yeah, this is the first Jaws I've seen. So who this bitch was, I don't know.
Oh, she's the wife of the mostest.
Of
Helen Brody.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh
whatever.
my God.
Um, no, I was like, no, this is a good sequel. I wonder if it was better or worse than the second and the third. Because which one is the one where like he breaks through the glass? Is that the SeaWorld one?
That's
Yeah,
the
that's the
That
one
SeaWorld. That's
too.
part
Jaws
three.
3D.
Yeah. So
Which
which
interest
Jaws looked better? This one or three or four?
Three.
so
Oh, four.
no, four
Three
looks
was
better.
terrible.
Four is
I
all
love three.
practical. Three is definitely their
It's like
take on
paper. It's like
CGI.
a paper thing.
It's like
Yeah.
when,
Yeah.
no offense if we have any listeners in India, but it's like when India remakes our movies.
The Bollywood. But yeah, no, with this one, it's funny that you say that because I do enjoy all of the Jaws sequels. I think everyone wants to talk shit about this one, but I think the weakest one, in my opinion, is part three. And the only reason is because of the 3D elements and Jaws coming through the glass. But like I said, I keep saying this, the dolphin main character in Jaws 3 is at Discovery Cove right now. So Steve, my brother gets to see him every day.
Oh, really? So did he
Oh,
get
Yeah.
did he
celebrity.
get did he sign his Jaws 3 DVD?
No, but
I would
I
love
told
that.
Steven, yeah, bring it to the park and see what happens. Yeah, I know. Like it's just funny because like dolphins live forever. So like the I think it's like in its 40s now or something. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this fucking dolphin. I forget his name, Steven. And I literally just asked my brother for our listener, Sean Flynn over in Orlando,
Mhm.
who the dolphin was. And I recently said it, and Steven's like, oh yeah, this is his name. And I'm like, totally forgot. keep forgetting the fucking dolphin's name. But if you guys want to see a celebrity at Discovery Cove, please feel free to come and see the beautiful dolphin who is the main character in Jaws 3. So yay. But no, Jaws 3 sucks. Like, I mean,
Oh,
the effects suck. The movie itself is fine. Dennis Quaid is in it.
we
And
got
in
some
fact,
junior.
they they wanted Dennis Quaid to come back and reprise his role as Michael because I mean, I never noticed this when I was younger, but the all of the films have the whole Brody family in each of them.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think it's important to recognize that, it is about the same family. And, part three is both of the brothers. And Dennis Quaid plays Michael. I mean, they're different actors who play the brothers each time, but in my opinion, I love part one, but part two is really my favorite. But I do love part four. Part four is amazing. And I'm like, oh my God, nobody ever fucking talks about it. People want to talk shit about it. Why? I don't know. Doug, tell us. Why do people
Well,
talk shit about this
because
movie?
it's the whole thing of people talking shit online and they say, oh, it's like a Reddit thing. Oh, Jaws 4 sucks. I'm like, well, did you watch the movie? No, but I saw some Redditors say it was terrible and the IMDb reviews say it's bad. And Michael Caine didn't even watch the movie, so it's bad. I'm like, yeah, you go watch your fucking Transformers 9 or whatever it is and give me
Ugh.
Jaws 4. So, because yeah, Jaws, everyone likes to say like Jaws 2 and 3 are like better. Like back when I was in the army, I used to watch Jaws 3 for free. When you're eating out someone that's like, oh, 3D, okay, Jaws 3. So I didn't need to watch Jaws 3 the movie, but besides that, you watch it now, it's like, man, this looks like shit. And Jaws 2 is just like it's kind of like Ghostbusters 2, where it just rehashes the first movie,
Mm.
beat by beat. So
Well, yeah, it is. Part two is sort of the same formula, but part two is more in the vein. And I remember Jake used to say this. It is a slasher film because the shark goes after all the teenagers in part
mhm.
two
With a knife.
with a knife, yes. And I think that part two is a lot of fun because for me, when that was the first Jaws I had seen when I was a kid, and it scared the shit out of me because remember when I ate the babysitter with the boy? They all
Oh
fell
yeah.
out of the boat and ate the babysitter. And I remember that scared the fuck out of me. And was glued to the TV watching the end. My mom's like telling me what's happening because I don't know why I needed a play by play, but apparently I did. And no, part two will always be very special for me. But I mean, the most superior is part one. And I don't know if you guys have read Peter Benchley's novel, but it's
Mm-mm.
very racist.
I mean, there
Very
was the
racist.
racist comment in this one that I was like, go ahead and finish that statement, man, that we're supposed to be on the side of.
Who,
Oh,
Michael Caine? What did he
yeah.
say?
No, not Michael Caine, the main guy. When he's talking to his Jamaican friend, he's like, "I still think that Jamaican accent's a ruse. We shave off your head, and you're just nothing but a." And he's like, he interrupts him. And he's like, "Watch what you say." And I was like, "What was he going to say?"
Uh,
Well, and Lance Guest was, his name was Lance. How funny.
I was like, "Who's
Um,
Lance's
also,
guest?"
he was
he's
he was
Michael.
literally in Last Starfighter, so that's the guy from Last Starfighter.
Oh, the racist one.
Mm,
Yeah, you would have
makes
him on your
I mean,
sense.
shirt.
but Marvin people legitimately like it was always being called out for being fake black. So it actually weirdly enough went along with, unfortunately, a lot of people trying to say that he wasn't really black. It's like you're like,
Who's
oh,
fake
okay.
black?
Supposedly, like that's why he used to
Lance
get
Guest is fake
crap.
black.
No, not Mario Van Peebles.
Mario Van
Oh,
Peebles. Oh
Lance
my
is
God.
saying Kamala Harris, just like
Wow,
just like
no,
Trump
Oh.
said.
not at all.
Doug,
No.
yeah, Hira's lost control of the room over here. Come
Oh
on.
yeah, yeah. Seriously, it's my feminine hygiene month. That's what it is. But yeah, so if you guys didn't know, this movie came out in 1987, and this is the great year of our Lord and Savior Blood Diner,
And
and
me.
yeah, Blood Diner, Creep Show 2, Mikey Manshot.
Ooh.
What else we got here? Yeah, Lost Boys. So all the good shit came out in 1987, and this was one of them here. And like I said, um, could the shark effects have been better? Whatever. You want to know what this movie's all about Helen Brody, I think, because what other MILF, single mom movie goes and fights a shark? You
I
know what I
bet you
mean?
she wasn't even that old back then. Just people looked older.
Oh,
Let's see
how
how
old
old
was
she
she?
was.
She was
She doesn't look old to me, in my
no, she
opinion.
doesn't look old to me either. She was
What's
in
her
her
real name?
40s.
Lorraine Gary.
Michael Caine didn't seem to mind.
Michael Caine is like
Well, Michael
always
Caine
90,
was old.
apparently.
Yeah. But Lorraine Gary, no, I loved her. I thought, and this is what upsets me, because if you watch Jaws, and you see her relationship with Roy Scheider, Chief Brody's
Mhm.
character. They have very, fun kind of like, let's get drunk and fool around. Like, it's a line from the film. Like they have a very sweet relationship together. In the novel, it's not like that at all. So not only is the novel racist, but like it makes it seem like their marriage sucks. And it's like this whole, I mean, their marriage does suck in the novel, and it's like this
Yeah.
whole thing.
I've heard the
And
novel sucks in general.
it's scary. It's a lot more bloodier. I read the first couple chapters because the library was giving it away. The media center in my school was
Mhm.
giving it away one year, and I think it was like pre-planning week, and they're like, yeah, we don't want these books in the library anymore if anybody wants them. And I saw Jaws, and I'm like, well, yeah, I'll take it, so because I can read this and not listen to this bullshit meetings. And I'm reading this, and I'm like, oh my god. Um, there the action in the movie is very or the action in the novel at the beginning is very good. It's very bloody. It's very gory.
Yeah, I was surprised it was PG-13.
But sure, no, sir, it is rated R. No, it's PG, I think.
It's
I think
PG-13.
Yeah.
I think Jaws is PG. Yeah.
Wait,
She
oh,
died in
sorry. I thought we were talking about
86. Bless her heart.
what are we
Okay.
talking about? I thought we were talking about Jaws 4. Never mind.
Lorraine Gary died at 86. Sorry, I'm going back to what I was talking about. So she was 50. She was born 1937, so she would have been 50 in 87. So
She
she was
looked
only
really
50.
good and for 50.
She died
Yeah.
in 1986.
She died in 2019. I know
Oh.
no, she's still alive. She's 86. She's still alive.
So who
No, I'm
died?
sorry. Her husband died in 2019.
Oh.
Sidney Sheinberg. She was married to a Jew.
Cool.
He died in 2019. No, she's still alive. She's 86 now, but she was 50 when she filmed this.
She
Welcome to
looks great.
Slashers podcast. We're just killing people off left
I
and
know.
right.
Yeah, somebody died. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no.
I got excited. I mean, she's still Lorraine Gary is still with us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry.
So the beginning was my favorite part. I think it would actually have been really cool if they stayed in New York with all that scenery, with the Christmas stuff and everything.
Mhm.
And this is what I meant earlier. I didn't know y'all were talking about the first Jaws, but when I was like, I'm surprised it's PG-13 because that opening kill is kind of gnarly. Like he already rips his arm off and there's just like blood everywhere. But did y'all think that opening kill, I guess it's the opening kill. He was the first one to die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, yeah.
Did y'all think that was a homage to anything?
Was Sean dying?
Yellow Slicker. I was thinking of it, but because he was like sitting there like bleeding, like he's like, help me. Like, dude, you're on a boat, bro. Just drive the boat back to the shore.
when they were singing, when he was dying and they were singing the Christmas carols, it reminded me of Black Christmas.
Exactly. So
oh, yay.
when
Okay,
he's
we're on the
getting
same
killed,
page.
it was very much, what's her name? Margot
When
Kidder.
Barb, yeah. When poor
When
Barb was
she's
getting it with
killed and they're singing outside. I think they might even be singing the same song. And I was like, I wonder if they did that on purpose or not.
I keep thinking like Jaws the Revenge is so much longer afterwards. It really isn't.
Well, here's the thing: at its benefit, it feels like a '90s movie. I feel like this came out in '92 for some reason. Like even when I was watching it, it looks like a '90s movie.
I thought it was in the 90s, and I saw 87. I go, oh my God. Because nothing about it looks 90s or 80s. It all, even her haircut, even the wife's haircut, the bob with the bangs, I had that in the early 90s. Like, that's a 90s haircut. Like, they're ahead of its time.
So this movie was universal panned by critics and audiences alike. It had a 2% Rotten rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Bonnie Rotten approved. And yeah, Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, 15 out of 100. It's an overwhelming dislike, but why? Like what the fuck are you? Put it up against another movie that fucking sucks, and you tell me like what's better. And the other thing too is that this film, it's probably the closest sequel. Like, you know, part 2 was the sequel, so I'd say this is the real part 3. In honesty, because yeah, Chief Brody's widow. What people make fun of this movie for is not like the camera work is great. The shark looks decent. The gore is, you know, you get some good blood and stuff. And it's a relaxing movie. It makes me feel like I'm on an island. It reminds me of like Weekend at Bernie's 2. You know, I throw that movie on just to get like on a permanent vacation. But yeah, the people, you want to know why people make fun of this movie? Because Chief Brody's wife, Chief Brody died. They don't show it happen. You know, the son gets killed by the shark. So she believes that this shark has a death warrant out for her, and it's only out to kill the Brodys. So people are like, how fucking stupid is that? You know, a shark that wants revenge? Because the tagline for this time, it's personal. And people like look at that and just make fun of it from there and say, oh, it's a bad movie because of that. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. Like this time it's personal. How badass is that?
Well, and that's my thing. It's the same shark in part 2, same shark in part 3. So it would stand to reason that in part 4 it'd be the same shark. So like I don't I think that with this one they were probably trying to make it come back to like to the to the roots of what Jaws was, and I think it does. The fact that it has a personal vendetta, and it does. We know that it does because remember at the beginning it passes over Mario Van Peebles and the thing, and it comes after Michael in the boat. And then Michael's having Little Mermaid moment, which also too coincidentally came out in 87 when the shark is going through the shipwrecked boat.
But yeah, I was like, oh, they killed it like they killed Ursula.
I know.
Well, no, my only question, the only time I ever think the movie seems a little off, it would be what were the chances that the one son was going to be out there to go check that log? And then what was the weird scene where they shows the log back on the beach? The weird shot by itself. Probably the only two things I would question the whole movie when it was like, I'm like, what's that about? Like
the shark put it there, right? Like the shark used the log to kind of lure Martin.
Well, no, yeah, but like
Not
later on,
Martin,
they just
but
show the log by itself. Also, Marvin, people should have
I'll die on
died.
that cross.
Yeah.
No one died. That's I think that's another thing.
Yeah.
Nobody dies in this movie. Yeah.
Well, except the one son. That's the
Yeah.
only person that
Well,
dies.
and the woman behind you.
Oh yeah. So this part was fucking scary. This fucking part in the movie, my God. Like if you want to talk about, I mean, some of the scarier parts when Michael's being chased by the shark under the sea, like Ariel and the boat. And then this part here with all the kids and everybody, and the shark pops up and grabs this lady, and everybody's just fucking watching it. Like, I'm like, go out there and grab her. Like,
Well, they didn't have a reaction to that either. They're like, that seemed very like
screaming
whatever.
and carrying on, and the little girl. And then we have to talk about the little girl before we leave today. But
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is that this movie, like you mentioned, the little girl, there's homages to the first Jaws movie, like when they're at the table doing like repeating each other's things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's like the first movie.
because that was Sean, and Sean
yeah, it
did
was
that
Sean
with
teaching
Chief
his daughter,
Brody. Yeah, and it's so sad. And then Sean's dead, so now it's Michael. And
yeah, and I do have to applaud the I guess I'll give it. It's like, oh yeah, the sexually active husband and wife. It's like, I've always wanted to make it to an angry welder. And you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you're in the middle of these shark attacks and it's gonna make love to my wife who's about to burn me alive.
I
oh
mean,
my God.
shark
Didn't
can't
even
come
shut
on
the
land,
door.
so.
Land sharks are not a thing. Saturday Night Live.
It's like, well, mom forgot about her son's death, so she's going having Alabama Black Snake with Michael Caine. At an Applebee's on the island
Hey,
somewhere.
he was buying her Bahama Mamas. So
Bahama
they're having a
Mamas.
good old time. I
Awesome.
know,
Yeah. It's like 2 shrimps on the rocks, please.
Oh my
And-
God.
I
you're a
mean,
goddamn
Did you guys
chef.
not feel like the whole premonition thing was like a little much in this one though, a little bit? Because I mean, like where she's literally walking and all of a sudden she's like, and like Michael Caine's, what's wrong? And she's like, no, it's fine, let's dance.
Because she had a bad feeling, like she didn't really see it. So that's
Get a
another
lot
part of the
of
movie.
those.
People are thinking, oh, she's actually saying like when she's thinking of Chief Brody when he was shooting the shark and all of that. I think they were just using those shots to sort of and I'm just speculating here to parallel them with the first Jaws, right? Like Brody did this in part 1, now she's doing it in part 4. She obviously isn't seeing that because she wasn't there. She wasn't there on the fucking
She was on the boat with them.
on the boat with them. I couldn't think of the name, and like part of me died inside.
A boat?
But what was the name of the boat in Jaws? Why can I think? But yeah, no, she wasn't on the Orca with them, and she was. Thank you, Mikey. She was on the Orca.
I haven't
with them.
even
She
seen the
wasn't
movie.
there.
I just
Oh
and I'm the
no,
one
it is
that-
the Orca. Yes, thank
I know
you.
because I remember the movie.
Why haven't you
Orca.
seen that movie? Like the thing is like yes,
It's
everyone
so
listens to
long.
Mikey, but Mikey doesn't. It's not so long, and it's so good. And this is what we talked about before. Was if you have a good
Mikey's
2-hour movie, you have a good fucking movie. And Jaws is an amazing movie. Jaws 4, like you can talk all this shit you want, but it's in and out. You're in and out. You're literally in and out in like 90 minutes. It's over. It's done. Goodbye. Doug, tell us about the child before we leave today.